From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Thursday, February 22nd. We begin with big budget cuts. As of now, Indiana lawmakers are not stopping the state's Family and Social Services Administration from making cuts to Medicaid. The program pays parents to be caregivers for their sick kids. But yesterday, state lawmakers did not take up an amendment that would pause changes to the program. The son of Olivia Ruzick has a total of 27 medical conditions, all from a genetic disorder. She says he needs round-the-clock care. If the attendant caregiver program is scaled back, Ruzick warns she may not be able to find a nurse in time to take over. Her caseworker recommends 80 hours of paid caretaker time, and the FSSA approved it. But she says there were no safeguards at the state level to cap the hours.
We had no idea as families, and neither did the agencies that hired us, that FSSA was auto-approving hours. Now they're saying that families are abusing the system, or that agencies approve those hours, when really it was their mismanagement.
Other parents say they may have to institutionalize their children without the caregiver program. Both Republicans and Democrats have questioned whether the FSSA is making the right move. A 7-year-old girl from Indiana is dead after police say she and her brother became trapped in the sand on the beach. The Broward County Sheriff's Office says a family was on vacation Tuesday at a beach in Lauderdale by the Sea when 7-year-old Sloan Mattingly and her 9-year-old brother Maddox started digging in the sand and became trapped. Deputies were called to the scene at around 3:15 and found both children stuck. This is what a witness had to say.
When I got down there, the boy was about maybe 3 feet maybe down, but his head was above the sand. But I guess his sister was beside him, and she was down further, and they tried digging her out, but the more they dug, the more the sand collapsed.
Investigators say the children were removed from the sand and taken to the hospital where Sloan died. Investigators have not said how Maddox is doing. Police tell us the circumstances that led up to the children getting trapped are still under investigation. Testimony is expected to wrap up today, and closing arguments will likely start in the murder trial of Elias Dorsey. He's accused of killing IMPD officer Breanne Leith in 2020. Yesterday, his defense brought in another doctor saying Dorsey was insane when he killed Leith. A psychiatrist took the stand, testifying that Dorsey has schizophrenia and still has delusions to this day. But it is not always something people would notice.
You might meet a guy like this at the bar and talk to him about the sports game, and he would have a perfectly rational, normal conversation with you about that, because it has nothing to do with paranoia. He has no reason to not trust you necessarily, or that wouldn't necessarily come up.
The psychiatrist says marijuana can cause paranoia or suspiciousness, but it does not cause systemic delusions. 2 court-appointed doctors also testified on Wednesday. One agreed, and the other said that Dorsey's psychosis at the time of the shooting was because of a substance. When it comes to the weather, we're seeing some unseasonably warm temperatures. The News 8 Storm Team says that's not going to change, but we could see some showers. Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
You got a few areas of drizzle. I don't want to rule that out this morning, but I don't think it's going to be an overall tremendous issue in terms of the morning drive. You got to go up north where you get some of those issues. You have kind of a stronger storm that's working out of Illinois as well, but I think that's going to continue to kind of move north and east and stay well north of central Indiana. Look at these numbers. Mid-50s. We're 53 in Indianapolis. We're kind of falling back a little bit. I don't think we fall back much more than where we're at right now, so we'll probably just kind of maintain that for the rest of the day. It is raining officially at the airport. A little bit of drizzle. Wind's not a tremendous issue out of the south and east at 6. Futurecast as we go now through around mid-morning. Again, you'll have these spots of very light rain from time to time between now and mid-morning. I think the main event for us in terms of rain opportunities starts around lunchtime as a surface low moves across the state. So that is at noon, and then we'll continue that trend mid to late afternoon as that system then will kind of move to the east. The rain sags south shortly after dinner time, and then we'll quiet things down.
The Circle City Curling Club is welcoming some of the best in the sport during the Senior Women's National Championship. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez stopped by the club in Anderson to give us a peek at what's happening through the weekend.
There's 8 teams competing here, and if they come out on top, they can get the honor of representing the country at the World Championships. That's in Sweden later this spring. Here to talk a little bit more about curling and about the event itself is Matt with the Circle City Curling Club. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Yep, not a problem.
So tell us a little bit about the event. You guys started competition yesterday, so how'd it go?
Correct. Things went really well yesterday. Each of our 8 teams had one game last night, and then we get going in earnest here this morning about 10 o'clock. We have games at 10, 3, and 8 for the rest of the weekend. And then we will have our playoffs on Sunday with 2 rounds, a semifinal and a final at 10 and 3. And so things got off to a great start. The competitors are going there, they're getting used to the ice, getting used to the way that things are gonna flow for them, and yeah, we're off to a really solid start.
If I'm doing my math right, you guys are coming off of your first full year of having this facility here. So how cool is it to be able to host this event so quickly? I know you guys have been around since about 2007. How cool is it to be hosting this event?
This is great for us. It was a very long road getting here. We did open in 2007, and we were playing on hockey ice, and playing on hockey ice is just not right for curling. It's that they have a different set of standards, different set of processes that they go through, and so we were able to spend a lot of time looking around the area for a place that we could put this facility. We're not small, so we needed some very specific requirements. So we were able to get in here about 15 months ago, and have really been able to just really dig into the community and get a whole lot more involvement from people. And when USA Curling put out the call looking for clubs that were willing to host one of their 11 national events, we were able to step up and say, hey, we would like to do this. And so this is a little bit of our way to give back to the rest of the curling community, and also kind of to announce ourselves that, hey, there's curling in central Indiana, and we're here to stay, and we're going to make a go at this. So yeah, it was. This has been outstanding for us. The club, the volunteers. None of this happens without them, and so we're really happy to be able to do this.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. I know we're going to be checking in all morning long. It is free to come watch, but spectators are encouraged to reserve a spot on the Circle City Curling Club's website. We'll also have a link for that on our website, wishtv.com. Reporting in Anderson, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for WishTV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Staying with sports, the annual NFL Combine is just a few days away. It will bring over 300 college football players with dreams of playing in the NFL into the Circle City. A team of Indiana University physicians will first examine the players and make sure they are in peak physical shape before they take the field. While it is rare to discover a condition that keeps an athlete off the field, doctors say they do find things that can have an impact on a player's career if not addressed.
We have discovered things, often correctable things, that have helped players get into the league and have probably longer and more productive careers in the league.
Kovacs says that athletes' hearts are different than that of a normal person because of how much training they participate in and the sport they play. That's why so much extra attention is paid to their test. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.